Jai Radha Madhova Kunjabihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Vrajajana Yashodanandana Yamuna Tira Jayo Radha Madhova Kunjabihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Vrajajana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirai Nashra Praesha Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Bhagavatam, third canto. See, slowly we are moving canto after canto. 11. $29. Tam evanu apidhiyante lokavu adayastrayaha nishayam anuvrittayam nirmukta shashibhaskaram tam evanu apidhiyante lokavu adayastrayaha nishaya anuvrittayam nirmukta shashibhaskaram tam evanu apidhiyante lokavu adayastrayaha nishayam anuvrittayam nirmukta shashibhaskaram tam evanu apidhiyante lokavu adayastrayaha nishayam anuvrittayam nirmukta shashibhaskaram tam evanu apidhiyante lokavu adayastrayaha nishayam anuvrittayam nirmukta shashibhaskaram tam evanu apidhiyante lokavu adayastrayaha nishayam anuvrittayam nirmukta shashibhaskaram tam evanu apidhiyante lokavu adayastrayaha nishayam anuvrittayam nirmukta shashibhaskaram
Tam evan apidhiyante loka bhut adayastrayaha nishayam anuvrittayam nirmukta shashibhaskaram
tam evan apidhiyante lokavu adayastrayaha nishayam anuvrittayam nirmukta shashibhaskaram
tam evan apidhiyante loko bhuradayastrayaha nishayam anuvrittayam nirmukta shashibhaskaram
That eva certainly anu after apidhiyante are out of sight lokaha the planets bhu adayaha the three words bhu bhuva swaha trayaha three nishayam in the night anuvrittayam ordinary nirmukta without glare. Shashi, the moon. Bhaskaram, sun. When the night of Brahma ensues, all the three worlds are out of sight, and the sun and the moon are without glare, just as the due course of an ordinary night. The night of Brahma ensues, all the three worlds are out of sight, and the sun and the moon are without glare, just as in due course of an ordinary night.
Furthered by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It is understood that the glare of the sun and moon disappear from the sphere of the three worlds, but the sun and the moon themselves do not vanish. They appear in the remaining portion of the universe, which is beyond the sphere of the three worlds. The portion in dissolution remains without sun rays or moon glow. It all remains dark and full of water, and there are indefatigable winds, as explained in the following verses.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashad Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Tam evan apidhiyante Tam evan apidhiyante Loka bhu adaya saraya Nishayam anuvrittayam Nirmukta shashi bhaskaram. When the night of the Brahma ensues, all the three worlds are out of sight, and the sun and moon are without glare, in the due course of an ordinary night. So this is the dissolution. There are various kinds of pralaya. This is a small pralaya. Every day Brahma goes to sleep. Bhutva bhutva praliyate. Our mistake is we take this word, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, dukkhalayam ashashvatam. The word is a place of misery. And we are not understanding the misery. The biggest misery is that I am separated from the direct presence of the Lord. Even if I can come out of all other difficulties, all other problems of life, say any situation in life, I have enough to eat, I have enough to sleep, am I happy? Because the pain of separation from the Lord is there. And that is intense. Krishna knows that. Krishna knows our pain of separation. Therefore, he wants to come in touch with us for our own good. Not that he is unhappy. In one sense, he is Purna. And as affection, yes, he is feeling how we can come back to spiritual life, but he has affection, not attachment. It's fine. He's having beautiful pastime in the spiritual world. And just like when you have something very nice to eat at home, you're very happy. But somebody is not there. I wish he was also there. He could also enjoy. Correct? You feel like that? The same way, Krishna is very happy with his devotees. But he always thinks if these fools could also enjoy, it would have been so nice. So we are all in separation from the Lord, and spiritual advancement is to become aware of this pain. Presently, this pain is covered by our various kinds of desires for sense gratification, and I foolishly feel if this desire is fulfilled, that will give me complete satisfaction. It's not a fact. My real suffering is the pain of separation from the Lord, and that can only be solved by engagement in devotional service. Therefore, all the great acharyas, their focus has not been so much economic and material allurement. Their focus has been spiritual development. Because they know, Yatma Super Siddhi. It's like Srila Prabhupada in America. Now he was doing Harinam in the parks, 5 people are sitting there. Because even though they were very rich, even though they had all the material facilities, they were not happy. And they used to just close their eyes and sit in the kirtan. Kirtan used to go for 4 hours at a go. Srila Prabhupada used to sing for 4 hours at a go. Same tune here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. If you can focus and learn how Prabhupada is doing it, you can do it again. And again we can have a revolution. We get American people joining in millions to this movement. Again it can be done. Do it. Acharya has given an example. Do it in the same way. It will be effective. So Prabhupada used to do for hours, and people used to just sit there, even though they cannot understand anything, what he's chanting, why is he chanting, but just hearing the vibration giving so much peace. Then after that, they used to come to Prabhupada. They said, we want to know what were you chanting, from where you come from, which country you come from, what do you want to communicate. They're very keen. And when Prabhupada used to give a short answer, he'd walk to his room, all of them walk behind Prabhupada. They called Prabhupada the Pied Piper of the recent history. You heard about Pied Piper story? There was one France. There was one, I think it's in France. All the houses, a lot of rats. They were disturbed. So this person, what it did, they asked this person, it's a kind of a magician, can you help her? He said, okay. So he played his flute, all the rats came out. And he took them into the jungle, left them. So people became very happy. They didn't give him any award or anything for having given them so much work. The next day he came, he played again, the pied, all the children came out of the way and took them away. So that's called a famous story of Pied Piper. Correct? The Prabhupada became a Pied Piper or recent story. I don't know, that's a folk story. I don't think that's a real story, but it is a very popular. So similarly, children learn that story. Similarly, Prabhupada became the Pied Piper of recent history and actually a real Pied Piper. In fact, in America, people used to say they were our children. And these children are never going to church with us. They are not interested. Today, they are living in church. Forget about going in church. And the parents were noticing what Prabhupada has done to their children. The same children were so atheistic, so much full of bad qualities, that they will never even come to church. They started living in church. Prabhupada made them live in the temple. And how? By his Harinam. By the power of the holy name, he totally transformed them. That kind of power this Krishna conscious movement is having. Otherwise, see this. Bhutva, bhutva, praviyata. So there is a dissolution, yeah, very dangerous dissolution. All the planets will be submerged in water. So much heat will be there first. And then there is so much rain. After everything will be burned, and then so much rain, everything dissolved in the rain. All the low planet system except Brahma's place and some more lokas on the top remaining, the rest whole universe is destroyed. After that, no sun, moon are visible, nothing. Total destruction. So do you want to see that? Dukkalayam ashashatam. The world is full of pain. And we have to revive Krishna consciousness. That's the only way. Prabhupada used to say, save your countrymen. People saving today, people mean some kind of economic development, some kind of extra missiles and all. But real savior, this is external. Definitely we have to do that, but real internal protection is of the consciousness. We seek protection of consciousness from the Lord, because Lord, please protect me. My mind should not get again agitated by unwanted desires. That's the protection we seek. So this is talking, but we are not interested in all this. Bhutta bhutta praliyate. So much dangerous situation is coming to us. We say, I am ready to suffer, no problem. Suffering is there, I'll face it. And when suffering comes, person should question why I am suffering. Suppose somebody comes and slaps you, we'll ask him, why you are beating me? You'll ask her, no? Anna? Why you are beating me? You'll ask. So similarly, we should ask why I should suffer. What is the reason? Soul is Sachidananda. Why soul should suffer? So should be full of happiness. Why it should suffer? We should question that. And then the spiritual life will begin. Why I have been placed to the situation? Why I am here? Why God is not doing anything about it? What is the use of this kind of God when I am suffering so much in this world? So you should get an answer from that. Otherwise, the material world is not only full of misery, it is also temporary. It will be destroyed like this. So many pralayas are coming. In the modern cosmology, more or less they agree, but overall it's one side. Creation and Big Bang was there and the world is created and is proceeding and this is happening, that is happening. Vedas talking about cyclic creation and destruction. Here they have a hint, but here there is a detail about it. Cyclic creation and destruction. The creation is not one end, it's going on, destruction, creation, destruction. Brahma every day creates, in the evening destroys, again creates, again destroys, again creates, again destroys. So by mistake, if they get analysis, and that's most of the time they make mistake even in their analysis, but they get analysis of the Brahma's place, they will find that is hundreds of trillions of years old. If that depends upon they do the right calculation, they make mistake in their calculations also. They'll get a shock of their life. Hundreds of trillions of years. Oh my God, something can be so long. It's surprising. But then, because it doesn't fit their sign, they reject the data. That's so wonderful. If they have some preconceived notion how the word has come, some fantasy they've created, and all the data they get in the word has to fit that. And generally, what data doesn't fit, they reject it away. And by that, they are taken away from truth. So this word is Dukkalem Shashvatam, it's very temporary place of existence. So we should be careful that you cannot say that, okay, I suffer. I'll face it. No, you have to suffer again and again take birth, some other species of life. May not be human species, no guarantee. So the suffering continues. Okay? So intelligent man, what will do? He'll make a plan. He'll make a plan how he can go back to Krishna's pursuit. So here is the discussion. The Brahma, night of Brahma come. All the three words are out of sight. Sun and the moon are without glare. Nothing is visible now. Even though sun and moon are destroyed. Oh, very nice. There is some discussion. Let us read that. It is understood the glare of the sun and moon disappear from the spare of the three words, but the sun and moon themselves do not vanish. There is no destruction of sun and moon, but they become invisible to the low planet systems. Only maybe visible in the higher planet system. They appear in the remaining portion of the universe, which is beyond the sphere of the three words. So the three words beyond that is a place they are visible. The most of the universe is destroyed. The portion in dissolution remains without sun rays or moon glow. Okay. It all remains dark and full of water. There is indefatigable winds, as explained in the following verses. So little more you want to hear. You want to become serious in spiritual life, so here some more little words about destruction. So at least you'll be deciding that I don't know how to face it, so let me become serious in spiritual life. Trilokam dahyamanayam Shaktya Shankara Shakya Sankashanangina Yanti Ushmana Maharloka Janam Bhrikuadayo Arditaha. The devastation takes way due to the fire emanating from the mouth of Sankarshan, and thus great sages like Bhrigu and other inhabitants of the Mahaloka transport them to the Janaloka, being distressed by the warmth of the blazing fire rages throughout the three worlds below. So the personalities like great personality like Bhrigu, they transport themselves to the higher planet because lower they see are getting all distressed. So they go to Janaloka by some special aeroplanes. तावत्रिभुवनं सद्यः कल्पिताधीतसेदुवः सिन्धुवः कल्पान्तर्धैतस्सिन्धवः प्लावयन्ति उत्कण्ठतपो प्लावयन्ति उत्कण्ठतपो चन्दावातरितोर्मयः. At the beginning of the devastation, all the seas overflow and the hurricane wind blows very violently. Thus the waves of the seas become very ferocious, and in no time all three worlds are full of water.
Purpose by His divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It is said that the blazing fire from the mouth of Sankarsana rages for 100 years of the demigods, or 36,000 human years. Then for another 36,000 years, there are torrents of rain accompanied by violent winds and waves, and the seas and oceans overflow. This reaction of 72,000 years are the beginning of the passion devastation of the three worlds. People forget all these devastations of the worlds and think themselves happy in the material progress of civilization. This is called Maya, or that which is not.
So just like a parents, they see a small children playing in the beach. Children are very happy. The parents know very soon a wave is coming, what all they're making on the clay will destroy. Similarly, it's a temporary world. And we're doing in the small gymnastics within that, we feel very happy, but the fact is something else. We are not happy. How are you? I'm suffering. Then you come to knowledge. Anta satasmin salila.
Anta satasmin salila.
Aste nanta sano harihi.
Aste ananta sano harihi.
Yoga nidra nirmilaksha.
Yoga nidra nirmilaksha.
Stuyamano janalayai.
Stuyamano janalayai.
The Supreme Lord, the Personality Godhead, lies down in the water on the seat of Ananta with his eyes closed, and inhabitants of Janaloka planets offer unto the Lord their glorious prayers with folded hands.
We should not understand the sleeping condition of the Lord to be the same as our sleep. Here the word Yoga Nidra is specifically mentioned, which indicates that the Lord's sleeping condition is also a manifestation of his internal potency. Whenever the word Yoga is used, it should be understood to refer to that which is transcendental. In the transcendental stage, all activities are always present, and they are glorified by prayers of great sages like Bhrigu.
Okay, so there is prayers offered to the Lord even in Yogamaya. The difference is when we are in sleep, we are in total ignorance. But the Lord, when he's sleeping, he is still in brightened consciousness. And he has affection for all the living entities. He does the whole creation metal world in sleep only. Even great acharyas who are free from the three modes, they also don't sleep like us. They think about Krishna Leela when they sleep. Evam vidde ahoratre.
Evam vidde ahoratre.
Kalagatyobalakshite.
Kalagatyobalakshite.
Apratikshim evasyapi.
Apakshitam ivasyapi.
Paramayu vayashatam.
Paramayu vayashatam.
That the process exhaustion, the duration life exists for every one of the living entity, including Lord Brahma. One's life endures for 100 years in terms of the times in different planet.
Every living being lives for 100 years in terms of the times in different planets for different entities. This 100 years of life are not equal in every case, The longest duration of 100 years belongs to Brahma, but also the life of Brahma is very long. It expires in the course of time. Brahma is also afraid of his death, and thus he performs devotional service to the Lord, just to release himself from the clutches of illusory energy. Animals, of course, have no sense of responsibility, but even humans who have developed a sense of responsibility while away their valuable time without engaging in devotional service to the Lord. They live merrily, unafraid of impending death. This is the madness of human society. The madman has no responsibility in life. Similarly, a human being who doesn't develop a sense of responsibility before he dies is no better than the madman who tries to enjoy material life very happily without concern for the future. It is necessary that every human being be responsible in preparing himself for the next life, even if he has a duration of life like the Brahma, the greatest of all living creatures within the universe.
So the two words, Prabhupada, is a madman and responsible man. We have a short duration of life. In this short duration, if we focus ourselves on developing Krishna consciousness, then we are responsible. Otherwise, we are mad. We are not seeing the reality. Death is coming, we're thrown into some species. And instead of developing Krishna consciousness, we're getting lost in sense enjoyment. It's called mad. So mad or what? So let us not be mad, let us become responsible. Hare Krishna, everybody. You want to become mad or you want to become responsible? Hare Krishna. Thank you. Vanchakalpatarubhascha kripa sindhive vacha pattanam pavanebhyo vaishnava namo namah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna
Thank you.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.